Hi friends, welcome to VBSM Academy. I am Veerabhadra Demaya. In biology, evolution is the change in the characteristics of species over several generations and relies on the process of natural selection. The theory of evolution is based on the idea that all species are related and gradually change over time. Evolution is change in the heritable characteristics of biological populations over successive generations of generations. These characteristics are the expressions of genes which are responsible for the genetics that are passed on from parent to offspring during reproduction. What is evolution? Evolution produces biological diversity, deoxyribonucleic acid sequence variation, that is DNA sequence variation, bacteria, which is responsible for the evolution, flowering plants, which are responsible for the reproduction in plant kingdom, sexual selection in birds, human civilization, evolutionary genetics, mechanisms, science, understanding and predictions in the biology. This is Charles Darwin theory of relativity. So Darwinism, which is called Darwinism. Darwin's theory of evolution declared the species survived through a process called natural selection, where those that successfully adapted or evolved to meet the changing requirements of their natural habitat thrived and reproduced, while those species that failed to evolve and reproduce died off. Through his observations and studies of birds, plants, and fossils, Darwin noticed the similarities among the species all over the globe on the planet Earth, along with the variations based on specific locations, leading him to believe that the species we know today had gradually evolved from common ancestors. Darwin's theory of evolution and process of natural selection later became known simply as Darwinism. Charles Darwin, a great biologist and a scientist in 1809 to 1882. How is the sex of the child determined in human beings? Most human chromosomes have a material and a paternal copy of, we have 22 such pairs. But one pair called the sex chromosomes is rare in not always being a perfect pair. Women have a perfect pair of sex chromosomes, both called XX or X you can say. But men have a mismatched pair in which one is the normal sized X while the other is the short one is called Y. That means man is having a chromosome of X and Y. So women are XX while men are XY. As in the figure establishes, half the children will be boys and half will be girls, and children will inherit an X chromosome from their mother regardless of whether they are boys or girls. Thus, the sex of the children will be determined by what they inherit from their father. A child who inherits an X chromosome from her father will be a girl, and one of who inherits a chromosome from him will be a boy. So this is a male and female. This is the gametes, and the gametes which are in the moving gametes are moving with the ovum of the female organ. Then the formation of zygote, offsprings. It may be XX chromosome, means a female you will get. If the zygote develops as a XY chromosome with XY chromosome, it will be a male or a boy. He explains the terms analogous and homologous organs with examples. Homologous organs are those organs of different organisms which have the same basic structural design and origin but perform different functions. For example, forelimbs of humans and the wings of the birds look different externally, but the skeletal structure is similar. That's why it's called homo. Homo means same structure. Analogous organs are those organs of different organisms which have the different basic structural design and origin but have similar functions. Example, the wings of birds and bat. So birds are different, bats are different. Homologous organs. Homologous organs may be defined as the organs of the different animals which have similar basic structure but different functions. You can see this. The flipper's whale helps swimming, and a frog is jumping and propping, and the human hand is arm is writing, holding things, eating food, doing works of art and craft. The presence of same basic structure in flippers of whale, forelimbs of frog, and man shows that all these organs are closely related and have evolved from a common ancestor. In this way, the homologous organs provide evidence for the evolution of organisms. What are analogous organs? See, my dear friends, analogous organs are the opposite of homologous organs, which have the similar functions but different origins. Origins of species different. An example of an analogous trait would be the wings of insects, bats, and birds that evolved independently in each lineage separately after diverging from an ancestor without wings. In this one, human, lizard, whale, cat, bat, frog, bird, all are from different origin. Homologous versus analogous. Structures are often confused, and understanding them is of great importance in comprehending the similarities and the differences between various organisms. Homologous series. Here you can see the difference. Fossils are also important evidence for evolution. Fossils are important evidence for evolution because they show that life on Earth was once different from life found on Earth today. Paleontologists can determine the age of the fossils using methods like radiometric dating and categorize them to determine the evolutionary relationships between organisms. Here you can see the evidence for the evolutions of these fossils. These are the fossils Ias recent, this one, and Philopepus, late Miocene age, and Merychippus, that is middle Miocene. This is Mesochippus, late Eocene. These fossils are very important in the evidence for evolutions. They are the very evidence. Fossils are the very important evidences for the evolutionary theory. Now coming into this evolution of fossils, evidence of evolution. Fossilized plants and animals can serve as evidence of evolution. Scientists use fossils to find similarities between ancient species and the ones that are alive today. Their location on Earth and how deep underground they are can tell us a lot about how the species lived and how long ago it was alive. We expect an ancestral species to share some traits with modern species. This is a geographical area of the fossils representing the evolution. Fossils remains of Cyanognathus, Triassic and reptile approximately 3 million years long. Fossil remains of the freshwater reptile Mesosaurus. Then fossil evidence of the Triassic land reptile Lysostrosaurus. And fossils of the fern Glossopteris is found in all of the southern continents, show that they were once giant. This is the evidence of fossils and the things and and the geography. This is the continental drift of the good old ancient origin of Earth, my dear friends. Thank you for listening. If you like our videos, don't forget to press bell icon, like, share and subscribe. Thank you.